Hello. I'm going to do my presentation over my digital literacy project. So, this project is aimed at a K-8 school, um, or excuse me, a 6 through 8 school. It will take approximately 6 to 8 weeks. The project will be in two phases, and each phase will be about 3 to 4 weeks long, depending on scheduling or we miss school. Sometimes it may take a little time to finish some of the assignments. Phase one will be taking place during the last 3 weeks of the school year. So that would be likely in at the end of May or maybe going into the 1st of June. And phase two of the project will take place during the first 3 weeks of the new school year. The project will take the mode of 30 to 40 daily lessons that will be approximately 30 minutes per day, taking place during an enrichment time. So there's a carved out time in the morning that's about 30 to 40 minutes, depending. So that's when this will take place. There are a team of teachers of 4 teachers that will be facilitating this project, and there will be about 60 students partaking in this project. Um, the first phase will include the seventh graders at the end of that school year who will be eighth graders in the new school year, the rising eighth graders. The second phase will include those new eighth graders and the new sixth graders in the building. So the purpose of this entire project is for our new eighth graders to learn online safety and then learn some digital skills while doing so, creating some products. And in turn, in the new school year, they will be responsible for helping teach the new sixth graders online safety. And it will follow the same format as the lessons that the students will receive. So here's the timeline with phase one. And then week one is the introduction to online safety. So phase one is for they will be seventh graders during phase one, and then they'll be to the introduction to online safety, and then week two will be covering the topics of misinformation, credibility, and fake news. Week three with online threats, and then week four will be talking about the digital footprint and privacy. And also, that last week is when the those seventh graders will start. Well, they will submit. All this time they'll be building their project, but then they'll submit their project then for the teachers to review and revise, or help them review it and give feedback. So in the new school year, they can make those changes as needed. Something important about this project is the seventh graders will be partnered. So they will not be working with a partner in the same classroom. They'll be working digitally with another partner in another classroom to try to get the students to collaborate digitally more and work together on these documents more. Going into phase two, this is when there'll be new eighth graders will be doing student-led activities and lessons for the new sixth graders. So it'll follow kind of the same format, but they're going to come up with their own activities modeled after the activities that they did themselves. So it will be the first week will be revisions, and then relationship building, and then online safety introduction. Faker cake, which is like misinformation and fake news. That's kind of like a trendy TikTok name for misinformation and stuff. Week 7 is Trolley and Fish. Kind of just talking about like internet trolls, but that's a gummy candy. It's Trolleys. And then Fish, I was thinking about like Swedish Fish, also a gummy candy. Just trying to be a little trendy and try to get the kids kind of interested in what they would title their own lessons and stuff as well. And then the last one, Secret Footprint, that is that last part of the phase where they cover their digital footprints and privacy. So with phase one going into week one is the introductory week. That is where the students will just really get a brief overview of online safety. They'll have an opportunity to get a working definition, Week 2 is the misinformation week, and they'll be looking at the credibility and reliability of sources, fake news. They'll have 2 assessments that week, 2 like formative assessments, and one is a virtual scavenger hunt where they have to go to different websites and decide which websites are more reliable. And they will also be creating a misinformation PSA or a storyboard. And in week 3, we'll be talking about online threats, specifically cyberbullying, phishing, and identity scams. They'll be working collaboratively on a PSA, so that's another activity that they'll be doing. That's another assessment. And at the end of the week, at the end of every one of the weeks, the students get together with their partners, like the last days of the week, and they will work on their projects. And then week 4 is that last week of digital footprint, and the activity they're going to be doing is like Googling themselves. I hope it's unlikely that they won't find themselves on Google, but there is the likelihood they could, and there's the likelihood they can find their family members on Google. So it would be kind of an interesting thing about our digital footprint. And going into phase 2, and this is going to be a lot less work on the teachers in phase 2. The teachers will be going more into a supervisor role where the 8th grade students are going to be leading these lessons. So week 5 again is going to be the intro. They get to meet the mentors and mentees. They'll get their partners, and they'll begin teaching online safety. And week 6 is misinformation. You see how it's mirroring from the phase 1. The mentors will be covering misinformation, fake news, and then the mentees themselves will start working on their own online safety projects, similar to what the 8th graders are using to teach them. It would be interesting to see how this develops. If these 6th graders could then, when they become 7th graders, could they teach the new 6th graders, and so on and so forth. We will see. But this is the beginning of this whole project, and then week 8 is the digital footprint again, and that will be wrapping up the project for those 6th graders. Some advantages that I think the team and for this project would be that the teachers that are on the team are going to have skill. All are tenured veteran teachers that are familiar with using technology and digital skills to teach. There's a carved out time in the schedule for this, and that there's classroom structures and high expectations in place to ensure that the students are going to be active and participating and learning. Some challenges, there may be some lack of student buy-in at first, because who wants to have to do a project at the end of the school year? But when they understand that they're actually going to get to be playing a really important part with the new students, I think that's going to change the buy-in. One challenge might be the loss of time over summer. Just the fact that there's maybe 2 months that they're not going to be thinking about school, or they may lose some of their skills or have to work to refine those more. There could be scheduling conflicts, with any kind of, some students have more individualized schedules than others, so that could be a thing. And then administrative support, I put this as a challenge because I think some administrators may not see the value in it at first, but I know that if they see that it's going to help prevent some issues and promote online safety, I think that we will get their buy-in. As far as the overall success of this project, I'm confident that this project will be successful due to the fact that there's going to be support from a dedicated, experienced team of teachers. I also believe that it's going to be successful because it's planned out well and it's logical and sequenced out. There are real world connections to this. It's rooted to the standards. It's got clear expectations. So I think any teacher could be given this and be able to do it, or a team of teachers rather. So it's one of the reasons why I think it will be successful. I think that's it. I look forward to getting to read my whole project proposal. So yeah, thank you.